What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Aditya Krishna and you guys are watching another video of Off the Pitch. The IPL season is finally kicked off. RCB vs CSK. People expected it to be a tight-knitted competitive game, but I for a fact knew that this game will be absolutely one-sided because RCB has never beaten CSK in Chepauk since 2008, and stats don't lie. Because if you have not beaten a side for 16 years in Chepauk, in their hometown, that just shows there's a certain reason. In fact, RCB won the toss, and when every cricket expert, including the pitch side people and the people who sat in the commentary table, everybody said that win the toss and bat second. But Faf du Plessis decided to bat first, for nobody know what's the reason. Some people are telling that he was expecting dew, and there was no dew, so that was the reason for him to bat first. But what if dew is there? Dew is not the whatever. You should look at the strength of CSK. CSK's strength is certainly in their batting. And RCB, I think they completely misread the game. So before going forward, please do like and subscribe the channel. It can actually help me a lot. Now I need to give you a disclaimer here because it would be unfair if I don't give the disclaimer. I am an RCB fan, so I could be a little bit more biased of criticizing RCB a lot more because I was really disappointed. Not because I didn't expect the outcome. The fact is I expected the same outcome and the same thing happened, and that kind of hurts because I've been an RCB fan from the last 14 years. So let's get to the gist of how it went. RCB won the toss, as I said, and they didn't go well. They've decided to bat, and you could see what happened. Faf and Virat started off. Faf started attacking straight away, but he started playing a lot of dot balls. 2 dot balls, a boundary, another dot ball, another boundary. So even though he's hitting boundaries, even though he's hitting fours, but it came in a very, very timid way, without striking, and Virat on the other hand was left hanging. And we all know that Virat, after 6 overs, when spin comes, he actually plays runner ball. That's been Virat's problem all along. He's a great player, we all agree, we all love him, he's my favorite player, but at the end of the day, he needs to prove to us and to himself that he can actually be effective from 16th to 15th over. But that is a major problem from Virat's batting standpoint. We know that he is very good against fast bowlers. We know he is good in the power play. We know he is really good in the back end also. But against the spinners, he plays runner ball and he needs to up the strike rate. Today was one such opportunity, but it didn't work out. And I think it's a very criminal way to play 20 balls and make 21 runs. And along with him, there was Cameron Green as well, who made 18 runs from 22 balls. I know you can't put completely the blame on them because suddenly 2 wickets, Patidar and Maxwell went back-to-back balls. Faf du Plessis just went 1 over back. So 3 wickets fell in less than 6 balls. So I understand that. But see, these things are expected in T20 cricket, and they have been playing cricket for a long period of time. And I think it's high time that Virat needs to understand and read the pitch much more quicker in T20 cricket, because that is the only flaw factor in his batting game. Otherwise, we know he's the GOAT, he's the best, he has no one incomparable with him. But I know for a fact if that catch wouldn't have been caught by Rahane, I'm sure that Virat would have gone up to make some good amount of runs because he looked in good touch, good nick. He doesn't look anywhere flawed or anything like that. So I just kind of felt like that's something which he needs to constantly work on. This IPL, no matter the runs, what people are talking, if he wants to elongate his career as a T20 cricketer, then he needs to play that game. Now, keeping that aside, if you look apart from that, Anuj Bang and Dinesh Karthik towards the back end came and put up a respectable total, but always we knew that this pitch is not something like the usual Chepauk pitch, and we knew for a fact that this is actually under par. But whatever you say, we have to give credit to Anuj Bang and Dinesh Karthik for at least putting a game out of it. Because this was, if you ask me personally, I kind of felt RCB would be knocked out before 140 runs. But they made 174, 175 runs and put some respectable total for the CSK to chase. And it would be a crime not talking about Mustafizur because he picked up 4 important wickets, especially the top 4 batters of RCB. So all in all, I kind of felt like, it was a very poor setup by RCB, and thanks to Anuj Bang, Dinesh Karthik, and obviously we can never forget Tushar Deshpande, who gave 25 runs in 1 over, which actually gave some substance to RCB. Now CSK came to bat and they did what they did best. Starting over, they went really hard. Rutraj took some time, but at the other end, Rachin was going really good. Rachin's a great replacement for Devon Conway. Devon Conway is somewhat like a Rutraj Gaikwad kind of player who needs some time to get going. But Rachin means he knew for a fact that you can set up the game and go forward. I don't understand the RCB management for one reason, because see, Rachin Ravindra went for, if I'm not wrong, I'm not sure exactly, 1.5, 1.6 crore or something. Dude, this guy was one of the best players who came to bat in Indian conditions last time with an extraordinary strike rate. He was playing really well against spin. And what was the reasoning that no other team went to bid for Rachin Ravindra? 1.6 for Rachin Ravindra. Royal Challengers Bangalore, this guy is an Kannadiga, his parents are Kannadigas, and still I don't understand. That was an absolute blunder by not just RCB, by other IPL teams as well. And CSK, as usual, they are very good in the auction table. That's why their half of their work is done in the auction table. People talk about how great MS is, how great Stephen Fleming is, how great CSK is, but you need to understand that half of their work is actually good, is done in the auction table. And RCB or any other sites like Punjab, or you look at their sites, you look at the weaker sites of IPL, you can see that they are very dominant in certain aspects and very indominant or very inexperienced in the other aspects. RCB has never been a complete side. You can say for a fact, I think the last 2 years something they were a little decent. Somewhere for the first time I've seen RCB with a good side, like a balanced side. Or they'll be very batting heavy or very bowling heavy or very fast bowler friendly, very top order friendly, very finisher friendly. Any of these things will click, but not the whole thing will never click. That's why they don't have a trophy. People need to understand that you need to have a good squad, and that's 50% of the battle. Let's move on. Now CSK, as I said, they keep going, and I kind of felt like, Shivam Dube came, and Shivam Dube got exposed with the short ball tactic. He literally got exposed with the short ball tactic, and this is something which has come to bite him in the ass, because we all know that Shivam Dube is one of those contenders who is there for going to the West Indies setup, and he played really well against Afghanistan, because Afghanistan, one thing you need to know that they are a very spin friendly team. Not every team is like that. Most of the teams have good seaming bowlers, fast bowlers, and Shivam Dube kind of got little bit dragged down with the short ball tactic. So now this is an actual problem, if you ask me personally, because if you're a cricketer, especially international cricketer, you need to know how to play the short ball. So he was playing it decently, but the strike rate was actually not that great, because CSK should have finished the game off, if you ask me personally, 4 overs back. They should have completed it by 16.2, 16.3, but they went on till 18.4. And I think that main reasoning was Shivam Dube was kind of struggling, and they don't want to take a risk, and they want to keep going. So yeah, these were the things. But if you ask me personally, RCB kind of lost the game when they won the toss and chose to bat. Totally ununderstandable, senseless, when still that CSK has MS Dhoni, Samir Rizvi, who is known to be an absolute finisher. We don't know what he can do. Then there's Deepak Chahar, and we should know that Shardul Thakur is not playing in this game, which is an absolute blunder if you ask me from CSK's point of view. You're playing Tushar Deshpande instead of Shardul Thakur. Like, what are you guys even thinking? What are you guys smoking? You guys have one of the best teams. Play your best team. Maybe he's injured, or maybe he's taking a rest because he has been playing his Ranji Trophy setup. He needs a little bit more time. I can understand that. But Tushar Deshpande over Shardul Thakur is an absolute stupidity, because Shardul is a very good hand with the bat also. So when you're chasing, your chances of winnings almost come from 80% to 95% when Shardul's also playing, because he can also bat really well. He's a good striker of the ball as well, and he's a decent bowler. I think he's comparatively better than Tushar Deshpande. So these are my observations of the game. Probably now there's 2 more other games coming up, and let's see what happens. RCB lost again. I'm kind of disappointed. So this is what it is, man. You have to keep going forward, and hopefully, I don't know, this tournament I'm not that hopeful, if you ask me personally, because you are just playing with one track team. You need your players to be in form. I don't know. Faf is actually very old. That's why CSK discarded him. Whether he's got the abilities to take that team forward in difficult conditions, left to be seen. Virat Flaw, I talked about. Rajat Patidar, he's been struggling ever since the Test cricket circuit. He's been struggling, and he's showing the same way. He seemed like he don't know how to play bat and ball. At number 4, Glenn Maxwell also. There's a huge expectation from Glenn Maxwell. Cameron Green needs to start striking harder. You don't need another Virat Kohli who's trying to accumulate and do stuff like that. You need to start playing a little bit more freely T20, because T20 based cricket, because we all know Cameron Green's got that power. So yes, it's just one game. We can't judge too much. But personally, from the auction table, I've never been happy. But let's see, cricket is a funny game. T20 cricket is an even more funnier game. So let's hope that there's something coming off from RCB table. From CSK's point of view, I think they're perfect. Even though without Dhoni, I know half the decisions were still taken by Dhoni, bowling changes and all those things. Because it's the same team. When you're captaining from Dhoni, it's very easy because you just need to follow the same format. And Dhoni is just behind the stumps, and you can expect that he will give you all the guidance when you need. I think Rushrad's captaincy was also good. Faf's captaincy was absolutely no-brainer, stupid, if I have to use harsh words, because if you have Yash Dayal, who's bowled really well, who was bowling really, don't look at his figures. If you look at these balls, the balls he was bowling, he's trying to keep it tight when the ball was flying everywhere. He bowled 3 overs, he bowled really well. He had 1 over left, forgot to bowl him. You had Mayank Dagar, who was bowling really well. 2 overs, he gave 6 runs. And just because a left-hander came and then you stopped playing Mayank Dagar, at least you should have given him 1 over. And Karan Sharma, for what reason is Karan Sharma even playing? Is he a full-time spinner? He's played for many teams like CSK, MI. No team has played him. That just shows the kind of stupid auction you guys had. Karan Sharma is not even a domestic level good player, and you have made him one of your prime spinners. Instead of playing him, play Glenn Maxwell. Glenn Maxwell is bowling, make him bowl 3 to 4 overs. Cameron Green is actually a 4-over bowler. Mohammad Siraj, disappointed with him. He was expected to be one of the prime guns, and when Yash Dayal is bowling better than you, it kind of hurts. I kind of was happy with Yash Dayal. I was happy with Mayank Dagar, and these are the two from bowling perspective. I kind of felt like, yeah, decent. 2 good buys. But Alzarri Joseph is still not proving to be anything. I don't know why they chose Alzarri Joseph, for what reason. Extra pace, I understand that. In Chinnaswamy, when the ball is doing a little bit, over there also Alzarri is not effective. Imagine in RCB when the ball is absolutely going to fly, how Alzarri Joseph is going to bowl. And where is Akashdeep? He was one of the best bowlers in this test side. Where is Akashdeep? So many questions in their bowling side lineup, so many questions in the RCB lineup. So these are my queries. I think CSK has a good team apart from Shardul Thakur needs to come in. I think Devon Conway's injury is a blessing in disguise because Chennai can go even more harder from the beginning. Somewhere I feel it's a blessing in disguise. Daryl Mitchell, I think just you need to give him time. He needs some time to set up and get in the groove. And I really think Daryl Mitchell is a very, very good player. We all know how good of a player he is. So these are my 2 cents, and hopefully now let's see what happens. Today we have 2 other games, so excited about that, and I'll be making videos on that as well. So please don't forget, if you have forgot to subscribe, please do subscribe, and please do like the channel. It really helps me, and hopefully this IPL is a banger. First game was a little bit for me a man because even though I'm an RCB fan, whatever, the game never went tight, and from the beginning it was very clear that CSK is going to win until CSK does a big blunder or RCB bowls this out of the skin, and they don't have those bowlers to bowl out of the skin. So it was it was a one-sided affair. It was just a delayed one-sided affair. That's it. So with that, I would like to conclude, guys. So it's been a great ride talking to you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, and please don't forget to like and subscribe the channel and to share it with your friend. So with that, adios. I'll see you on the next video.